Married at First Sight's Michelle Tomblin got the villain edit all season, and though she's been proven to be a hero, her behavior was still poor. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Married at First Sight Season 18's Michelle Tomblin has been getting the villain edit all season, and even though it was too much, her poor reactions about David Trimble were still inappropriate. While Married at First Sight Season 18 is still going, Michelle's behavior throughout the season has been miscategorized in a lot of ways. Michelle, who joined the series in hopes she'd find a lasting connection, was matched with David because they shared similar backgrounds and values. Unfortunately, the match that seemed like it would work on paper wasn't something that wound up meshing in real life at all. David and Michelle, who met along with the rest of the Married at First Sight Season 18 cast during their wedding ceremony, were quick to discover that they weren't going to work out. While Michelle didn't mince words about her distaste for David, his living situation, or his style, David tried to maintain an air of mystery around whether they'd wind up staying together. David and Michelle's relationship was panned by viewers, but most felt that David was in the right while Michelle was in the wrong. Michelle calling David out for his situation didn't sit well with MAF's viewers. Michelle Tomblin was MAF's Season 18's villain. As Michelle moved through her early moments on Married at First Sight, she was clear with the experts that she was looking for something specific. While Michelle was open about who she'd be matched with in a lot of areas, she wanted someone who was independent and understood how to allow her to be independent too. While the MAF's experts reassured her that they'd take care of her, their decision to match her with David went against what she was looking for and caused her major turmoil. When Michelle finally met David and came to understand that he still lived with his parents, she was crestfallen. MAF's viewers struggled to see Michelle break down over David's living situation, taking the defensive with her from the beginning. After that, everything Michelle did on the show was perceived as terrible, and she was labeled the season's villain. Michelle continued to harp on David, sometimes for understandable things and sometimes for ridiculous ones, but made it clear that she wasn't happy at every turn. Michelle's actions are understandable after seeing David's indiscretions. As David and Michelle moved through their marriage, it became clear that Michelle didn't trust David for reasons unbeknownst to the MAF's audience. Viewers struggled to relate to her as she questioned everything David did. While some things were confusing, like David staying out until late on the couple's honeymoon trip, others were simple, like David's fashion sense. Because Michelle was feeling so overwhelmed and uneasy, it was clear her behavior was reacted from the way David was meeting her. While he was trying to make himself look good on screen, their relationship was crumbling, leading Michelle to overreact. Michelle's edit was too much, but some criticism is valid. When it became clear that David had been sneaking around behind Michelle's back and having an emotional affair with Madison Myers, who was married to Alan Slovic on the show, it was obvious that Michelle's edit had been taken too far. While Michelle was a good villain by Married at First Sight standards, she did very little to put her in that category. The edit made Michelle look like she was far worse than she actually was, and though some criticism of Michelle's behavior on Married at First Sight is warranted, Michelle's not getting a fair shake from fans.